Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate everyone that's come today and that comes every week. It blows my mind. It really does. But I really thank you for coming. And I always get the biggest kick out of when I start up the Rumble stream. I start it on Rumble 2 minutes before I start my live. And in that 2 minutes, you guys fill up the chat with requests. And that just... you have no idea what the effect that has on me. It's incredible. It's amazing to me. It really is. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. Excuse me. 2 reminders. First of all, I have a lung problem that causes me to cough. I apologize in advance for that, but there's nothing much I can do about it. I will put in a cough drop, which will help sometimes a little bit. The second thing is it takes 6 to 7 or even 8 hours for me to process all this. I don't really do a lot of work, but I have to wait for Rumble to finish processing it, then download it, then upload it to YouTube, wait for them to process it and tell me which songs I have to remove because of copyright. Then I have to edit the file to remove those copyrighted ones. Excuse me. Then iMovie has to process it, which that usually takes at least an hour. It's really amazing how long it takes. And then I have to upload it to YouTube a second time, which takes more time. And then YouTube has to process it, create the subtitle file and all that stuff. And it's a long process, much of which is nothing that I do. It's just processing on computers. So 6, 7, maybe 8 hours from the end of this live stream, I'll have that uploaded and live on YouTube. Okay? I hope you understand. Today is Father's Day. So my wife and my daughter treated me to a breakfast from La Madeleine's. They got up early and went and picked it up. And I'm drinking some Starbucks coffee, which I really can't stand. But my daughter got it for me, so I have to drink it. And so that's how my day has gone so far. It was nice, though. We all sat at the table and ate together. That's always enjoyable. Excuse me. I'll keep an eye on the chat. If we get some of those stupid bots in here, I'll kill them as soon as they show up. I don't understand why people feel the need to do that, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the music, shall we? It's a great day for music. Excuse me. TT Resident says, "Hiya, Paul. Happy Sunday. I had to get this into a paste bin because of the darn word limit. This was a request from another user from last week." So, let me read the paste bin to you, if I can pull it up. Hi, Paul. This is a request from Crab the Corsair from last week's stream. They were a little late to the party. Here's what she had to say. And think about this for a minute. This is a viewer, a subscriber, who's taking something that someone requested last week and asking for it this week. That's so thoughtful. It's unbelievable. That blows my mind. But that's the kind of viewers that I have. Y'all are the best group of people in the world. I swear to God you are. Song title is KOMM, K-O-M-M, Susser, Todd from Evangelion. The deeper meaning of the song is a struggle with suicide. The cheery sound of it represents the acceptance of people in that state. It's a song that really helped me. So where's the URL? Okay, I guess I have to go find this because they got no URL. So let's go find it. Let me see here. All right, KOMM Sessor 2. Okay, I guess this, well, that's a cover. Okay. All right, I think we're just going to use this. It's KOMM Sessor Todd M10 Director's Edit version. Evangelion, finally. I hope this is what you want. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? Okay. Let me get this switched over to the right screen. So this is KOMM Sessor Todd M10 Director's Edit version. Evangelion, finally. That's a mouthful and a half.
Down. I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else. But now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the ones you love me more than anything. So with sadness in my heart, feel the best thing I could do. End it all and leave forever. What's done is done, it feels so bad. What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again, my world is ending. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside. Trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside. It all returns to nothing.
Well, I enjoyed that song a lot. It was a great sound, a great melody. Excuse me. A tremendous combination of instruments. The sound of it was just wonderful. The words were, well, what they made me think of is, unless you have a big ego, you probably struggle with self-worth. You probably go through periods of time in your life where you think, I'm just no good. I can't do anything right. Especially after a relationship collapses. Those are times when you'll say things like, I'll never love again. Because you're hurting and your heart is broken and you're just torn apart on the inside and you don't know what to do and you feel lost. And for me, excuse me, that's where God comes in, because God tells me I'm worth something, even when I don't feel like it. And if you read the Bible, you'll get that from him. You'll understand that he loves you as much as anyone ever could, and even more. And so you get your sense of self-worth from outside of yourself, from the Heavenly Father, and it makes you feel better. Excuse me. Even in the rough times, even in the times when things aren't going well and you're thinking, boy, I really screwed that up. You just turn to God and you say, God, I messed up. Forgive me, please. And God says, I already have. You have nothing to worry about. It's a really sad truth of life that many people, when they get into this stage of thinking, they'll end it. And it's such a shame, because they have so much to look forward to in life and so much that they'll be able to do if they just keep living. And so you have to look past the pain. You have to look past the angst and the turmoil that's in your mind, and understand that better days are ahead, brighter days are ahead, more wonderful times will come in the future, and you'll look back on the sad times and think, well, that was rough, but I got through it. It's just heartbreak and soul-crushing occurrences in your life are just part of life. Everybody has them. And if you understand that and you realize it's temporary, just like everything in life is temporary, then you'll get through it. And you won't be, I was going to say motivated, but that's probably not a good word. You won't be urged to end it now, because you know that in the future there will be better times. There'll be more enjoyable times. There'll be more delightful times. That's a really, really nice song. Very wonderful sound. I really appreciate you asking for that. My second request is, and I want to say something here while I'm thinking of it. Let me see. I popped out the chat, so let me go take a look at that real quick. I want to give you an idea of how much you mean to me as a viewer, because I know it's real easy to lose track of that. Now, what did I do? Okay, somehow I messed up the... What the heck? Okay. I screwed up and somehow disconnected the chat, so now I got to go back and get it again. Okay, where am I? Okay, well, this is not good. I've completely lost the chat. Where did it go? All right, give me a minute here. I got to get back to where I should be so that I can find it. Here we go. I'm back. All right, now pop that out. Thank you very much. All right. I have a viewer, and in my mind, she is like so many of you. She always has wonderful things to say about me. Her name is Renee Laszlo, and she's from Hungary. And I don't know what time it is in Hungary right now, but I know it's not early. I mean, I know it's late. And she writes, "Hey, hi, Paul. I don't know when you turn on the chat, but here in Hungary it came in at 5:02 a.m. So I can ask, and by then about 30 people had already asked. I don't know where this is, but it's definitely not fair." Well, I can't do much about that. I actually, you know what? It might be a lag. But you know what? You came in pretty early. Well, no, you didn't. Sorry. Golly days. Yeah, I can't explain it. Maybe it's a lag on the internet or something. I don't know. And here she wrote a second note. Let's see here what this one says. I'm translating from Hungarian to English. Sorry to bother you with this, but here the chat window usually comes up after a long time. By then, about 30 people have already asked, how is this possible? How do they know to ask before the live broadcast? Well, okay. Let me explain, because maybe some of you don't realize this. When I start up the live stream on Sundays, I started on Rumble at 2 minutes before the hour. So my time is 9:58. It would be 2:58 p.m. UTC. Okay? So 2 minutes before the hour, I start the live stream up on Rumble, which means that the chat is live and you can post in the chat. I don't start the actual live stream where you can see me until the hour. So 3 p.m. UTC, which is 10 a.m. my time. Okay? So there's a 2-minute window where the chat is available before the live stream starts. So if you're gonna try to get in at the beginning, you need to be ready to go before the hour. Excuse me. Now, I don't know why you didn't see the chat window until 2 minutes after, but what you might want to try to do is go into the live stream before the hour and see, and as soon as you see it's there, hit the chat and put something in there quickly. And that way you'll get in ahead of everybody else. Or what you can do is ask TT Resvent to post the following week the song request you have. Because he is so kind that he will do that for you, which is amazing to me. I mean, like I say, I have the greatest group of viewers in the world. I really believe that. I don't know how this happened, but we just have wonderful, wonderful people come into this channel. Very thoughtful, kind, loving people. And I just appreciate that a great deal. I really do. So let's see. My next request is from Fiona Macaneo Mari. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Macaniomare. Macaneo Mari. Their request is for Brüderlein, Fein, by the Vienna Boys Choir in 1976. So we're starting out the day right with the Vienna Boys Choir right at the beginning. That's so cool. Les Petits Chanteurs de Vienne. Okay. All right, so this is Brüderlein Fein aus Österreichische Duette. Les Petits Chanteurs de Vienne, the Vienna Boys Choir. I'm on the right screen, right? Yes, okay. I gotta make sure. I have actually in the past listened to songs on the wrong screen where only I can hear them. And you're sitting there wondering, what is he doing? I'm being human. That caught me by surprise. I was looking at the chat. I love these boys' choirs because their voices are so angelic and so beautiful. They haven't matured to the point where they have a man's voice yet, and so they have that beautiful tonal quality that is just soars in the air. And the music is always beautiful when they sing. It's just a great joy to listen to these choirs, both this one and the Paris one. Okay. My next request is from Smooty Smoot, who asked for the Latvian band Prāta Vētra, BrainStorm with two songs, Šokolādes, chocolate ice cream and parallels. I'm not going to try to pronounce that Latvian. Sorry. You know, I'm getting better at pronouncing in languages that are not my original or my native language, but I'm still not very good at it. I work real hard to try and do it right, and I seldom succeed completely. Okay, so this is Prāta Vētra. Prāta Vētra, Šokolādes, saldējums&Paralēles at Mesa Parks 2018.
visai neparasta, kāda vēstule no pārsta, kur dažas būtnes rakstā. Kāzin, vai varam satikt jūs, un jau ar cik daudz no jums nebūs, un lai jūs tad atpazītu mūs. Siesim atlasalentes matos A un ro, kas mums uz šokolādes saldējums. Šokolādes saldējums, karsta saulē atvītos. Šokolādes saldējums, var nesagaidīt mūs. Šokolādes saldējums, kā glazūras. Bet šokolādes saldējums tikai kūst, un atkal neparastā. Vēl viena vēstule no valstā, kur atgādino krastā. Kāzin, vai varam satikt jūs, un jau ar cik daudz no jums tad būs. Un jūs tad atpazītu mūs. Siesim atlasalentes matos A un ro, kas mums uz šokolādes saldējums. Šokolādes saldējums, kas tā saulē atvītos. Šokolādes saldējums, var nesagaidīt mūs. Šokolādes saldējums, glazūras ir sloks, bet šokolādes saldējums tikai kūst. Kas tā saulē atvītos, un var nesagaidīt mūs. Kas tā saulē atvītos, jo var nesagaidīt mūs. Kas tā saulē atvītos, kā glazūras ir sloks, un var nesagaidīt. Tu teici vismaz neņķeņu un ne trīs, sirds kā lakmusā papīrīts, un tagad redzi tādēļ, Silamies manu sarkanā, silamies manu sarkanā, redzi tādēļ, redzi kādēļ. Veneras es no Mars, vēlā septembrī nebūs karsts, kurš būs pirmais, kas vēr, kamēr vēr. Silamies manu sarkanā, silamies manu sarkanā, redzi kādēļ, kurš būs pirmais, kas vēr.
I liked everything about that. That was so cool. From the start, where they started out with just the drums playing, it was such a cool beat, and the two drummers, the female standing up playing. I just thought that was so cool. And then they come in and start bringing in the other instruments, and the Šokolādes song was just great. It was really enjoyable. Blew my mind when that guy ended up on the top of the ball playing the sax. I thought the sax was a great addition to the band. Everything about it was just really enjoyable. Great sound. And I love that all of the people on stage seemed to be just having a fantastic time, really enjoying themselves playing. And that was a huge crowd. Huge crowd. That was really great stuff. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you for asking for that one. I don't understand a word they sang, but it doesn't matter. You know, music is universal, and you don't have to understand the word. Excuse me. You don't have to understand the words all the time to understand the feeling of a song and how it makes you feel when you hear the sound. Excuse me. Yenju the Dragon asks for Kansas and gives me a URL and says, this is a cover Let me get back to my, load up the, excuse me. Let me load up the song while I'm talking to you. He says, this is a cover of a J.J. Cole song. The violinist shines on this, taking on vocals and tearing up the violin. Okay, excuse me. The name of this song is Bringing It Back by Kansas. Excuse me.
Bring it on down. Tell you about another nice slats and a pretty faces. We're tripping round to where the place is. Lord, I pumped you up and I let you go. Well, I said you're flying right back from Mexico. You hear me cry. I said you're flying right back from Mexico, fly it on down. Something gold. Hear me cry, I'm gonna bring it back to you from Mexico. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back to you from Mexico. Bring it on down.
That was Kansas. What can you say about this group? They have such a fantastic group of sounds, just an incredible conglomeration of different sounds. And when the violinist was playing, made me think of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It was that kind of fiery violin. It was really, really good stuff. Of course, Kansas, excuse me, Kansas is always good. I can't think of a single song I've heard from Kansas that wasn't good. And I think it's because of the combination of instruments and the skill that they're playing with. They're just a great group. They're really, really enjoyable to listen to. That was good stuff. Timna72 has asked me for something from Tokyo Ghoul. Says, from Tokyo Ghoul, anime is dark, but soundtracks are beautiful and emotional. Okay. Well, let's pull it up and see what we got. Oh, this one just jumps right into it from the very beginning. No ads or anything. That's amazing. Okay. So this is Tokyo Ghoul, Glassy Sky.
How many days have passed like this? The city, the crowd is fading, moving on. I sometimes have wondered where you've gone. Story carries on, lonely, lost inside. I had this dream so many times. The moments we spent has passed and gone away. Could there be an end to this? What I'm feeling deep inside. You know there's no looking back. Glassy sky above. As long as I'm alive, you will be part of me. Glassy sky, the cold, the broken pieces of me. The mystery of it I recall. Suddenly the truth will change the way we fall. I didn't want to hurt you, hope you know. Empty promises, shattered dreams of love. Sometimes I wonder what's beyond. I tried many times to make it up to you. Can somebody tell me what to do? Thought we're meant to be. There's no going back. Time has already come. Sun is gone and no more shadows. Can't give up, I know. And this life goes on. I'll be strong. I'll be strong till I see the end. Glassy sky above. As long as I survive, you will be part of me. Glassy sky, the cold, the broken pieces of me.
what was it he said? Anime is dark, but soundtracks are beautiful and emotional. Yes, they are. I really, really love that sound of the piano, and it just, what it makes me think of is, I'm sure you've all seen this at some point in your life, a little brook in the middle of a meadow, just, excuse me, just running down, very, not rushing, but just kind of flowing and gently running over the rocks and bubbling and trout fishing. Why I thought of that, I don't know, but that's what it reminds me of. It's just such a beautiful sound, and I just can't describe it as wonderful as it sounds to me. It's just a really, really wonderful sound. Let's see, I am going to write a message real quick to Renee, because I just realized I gave her the explanation in English and she doesn't speak English or understand it, so I need to write to her in her native language. Let me see. Where's the chat at? Excuse me. Okay. All right, I got her name. So, let's see. Just so you all understand, while I'm typing this, I'm going to explain. What I do is on Rumble, I can start the stream before I connect to the stream. And so what that does is it enables the chat. And so I start the stream at 2 minutes before the hour. That gives you a chance to get in and make your requests. And then on the hour, I start streaming live. So on the hour, I show up. But you have 2 minute window where you can make requests. Excuse me, before I show up. So let me type this in here. Let's see. Start the stream at 2:58 p.m. UTC. But I don't go, how about an exclamation mark? Don't go live until 3 p.m. UTC. That means if you come online at 2:57 UTC and wait for the chat to start up, you can jump in and make your request early. Okay, now change that to Hungarian. Let's see. Very early on when I started this channel, I started getting people from other countries, some of whom would comment in their native language. And I just felt like it was a matter of respect for me to respond to them in the comments in the same language that they wrote in. So, yeah, I'm going to post this into the chat now for Renee. Okay? Let's see. Okay. There we go. Now she'll get it. So maybe next week she'll be one of the first ones to make a request. Because I know she's frustrated because when she comes on, the queue is already jam-packed with requests because you guys get in here immediately and start asking for stuff. So hopefully that will help. My next request is from Fuzzed Out Bass 33. It's Bachman-Turner Overdrive. I like that group. And he writes, my dad was a long-haul trucker for 38 plus years. Listen to this during every drive. The lead singer also looks like a 70s truck driver. Well, okay. Let's get this in here and get started. Okay. I have to tell you something while we're watching these ads. I drove a long-haul truck for 3 years. Actually, excuse me, about 3.5. I didn't go cross-country. I started out driving what they call rail freight, which is you go to the rail yard. Excuse me. You go to the rail yard, you pick up a trailer, and you deliver it to a location, and then you pick up a load and bring it back to the rail yard. And so it's what they call short haul, basically Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. But then I did make some trips, like I remember one trip I made to Indiana to pick up a load of highway paint, for the stripes on the highway. And then the last year that I drove, I was driving team with another guy going from Dallas, Texas to Hamtramck. I can never pronounce the name of that town in Michigan. It's a suburb of Detroit. There was a Cadillac plant there, and we were carrying windshield glass up there from an Owens Corning plant in Sherman, Texas. And so he would make 3 trips a week up there, and I was a relief driver on the last trip of the week. So I would meet him at the truck stop in Sherman on Friday, and then I would drive over to the plant, pick up the load, and I would drive for 4 hours, and then we would switch off. Now, some of you are probably going to freak out when I tell you this, but when we were switching drivers, I would stand up with my foot on the pedal and my hands on the steering wheel, and then the other driver would sit down in the chair behind me, and then he would put his left hand on the steering wheel, and then I would move over, and then he would drive, and then I would go back in the sleeper and take a nap. And we did that. We'd drive to Hamtramck, Michigan, and back in 2 days. Basically nonstop, except for when we picked up our loads, because we're doing team driving, so we don't have to stop. But that was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Made good money at it too. Really good money. It was amazing how much I got paid for doing that. But that's just one little tiny phase of my life. That was only 3.5 years, basically. So let's get back to the music. This is Bachman-Turner Overdrive. And the name of the song, I lost my place here. Okay. The name of the song is Let It Ride. Okay. Why am I keep getting lost. Okay, here we go. Bachman-Turner Overdrive, Let It Ride, 1973. Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, my life. let it ride? Would you let it ride? Would you let it ride?
Well, that was some great stuff. I remember that song. That was a great song. Enjoyed it when it came out. Enjoyed it now. They were just a great group. They had a great sound, and their sound was very unique. You couldn't mistake them for anybody else, which is one of the reasons why bands become famous, is because their sound is unique. While I was listening to the song, I was thinking of this. This is a story I'm going to tell you about my truck driving days. One time I went down to Houston to pick up a load of scrap metal, and they just kept putting, forklift after forklift after forklift in that trailer, and I thought, this is a lot of weight. I'm sure this is a lot of weight. Excuse me. The max gross vehicular weight you're allowed to have on a semi, unless you have special permits, is 80,000 pounds. That includes the weight of the tractor, the weight of the trailer, and the weight of the load together. So maximum 80,000 pounds. So when I left that place after picking up that load of scrap metal, I went straight to a truck scale and weighed. I was 108,000 pounds. So I called my dispatcher and I said, here's the situation. I got to offload some of this because I'm way overweight. I'm 28,000 pounds overweight. And the dispatcher said, well, they really need that load delivered. I said, if I get on the highway and I get pulled over, you're going to get a massive fine for being that far overweight. And he says, I kid you not, he says, are there any scales between where you are and where you're delivering the load? And I said, well, no. And he said, well, then bring it. I said, I will bring it on one condition, that you indemnify me from any of the fines that are levied on this load. He said, okay, we'll do that. So I took that load from Houston back to Dallas. That truck was working its butt off to haul that thing up the hills. Really working its butt off. I could tell it was struggling. And when I dropped it off at the rail yard, I thought to myself, I pity the poor sap that's got to pick this load up on the other end. Because, excuse me, he has no idea what he's getting into. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. After that, I said, I'm not doing that again. I'm just not. That's just way too risky for me. And they didn't give me any other big loads like that. Excuse me. But I had some that were right at the limit. I used to go up to Oklahoma and pick up loads of peanuts in sacks, and those would be right at 80,000. Sometimes, a couple 100 pounds over. But they had that trailer packed from the floor to the ceiling, from the front to the back, just jam-packed full of sacks of peanuts. Some of the crazy stuff you do when you're driving a truck. Like I said, I would never do that again. That was insane. That was just really stupid. But hey, they indemnified me, so I didn't have to worry about it. If I got caught, it was on them. Excuse me. So one and only LYLV9 says, what is your opinion of this song? Well, let's see. We got to play it first before we have an opinion on it. But you know I got plenty of opinions. Okay. So, this song, let's see here. Okay. This song is, okay, I got to use my magnifying glass. Feint, F-E-I-N-T, My Sunset. That sounds interesting. Let's see what it is. So you want my opinion of that song? Well, you know I love piano. That's number one. So I really loved the way that started out with just the piano and then gradually brought in other instruments. Excuse me. And when the drum came in, it was very slow and steady beat. And then partway through, about halfway through, it sped up a lot. And that was cool. I liked that. Overall, the song just had a very bright and cheery vibe to it that was very enjoyable to listen to. And it just kind of put a smile on my face. I liked it. Enjoyed it a lot. It was good music. And I love that kind of music. Let me see. I got a response from Renee, so let me look and see what she said. Let's see here. Of course, I have to translate this again. Okay, I'm going to answer her. Just to log in like you normally do, but do it at 3 minutes before the hour. Okay, change that to Hungarian. And okay. All right. Back to the chat. Okay. 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 Just a second. Be patient with me. All right. What happened to the... Doggone it. There we go. Okay. All right. Took care of my sweetheart. Where am I? Okay. Let's see. What's the next request? Du Bois 1. Song Crow by Linda. Producer Maxime Fadiv is a philosophical manifesto about freedom that is found through pain, suffering, and loneliness. Okay. That sounds interesting. Go back to my screen here. And of course I have to sit through an ad. I have to be honest with you. I'm actually considering paying for the YouTube Premium just to be rid of these stupid ads. And this is apparently Russian, so let me pull this up, see what it is. Ah, okay, it means never. Okay. So the name of this song is Never. Never. Let's see if we got subtitles. We do not. Okay. So what do they call those? Ravens or crows? That was an interesting ending with the sound of vehicles going by and the crows cawing. I loved the bass in this one. Great bass. Really enjoyed that. Of course, you know I love good bass. It was a very simple bass, but it was still compelling to me. I enjoyed that a lot. And the song itself had kind of a melancholy sound to it. Like there was a certain kind of wrapped in sadness, like a blanket. Philosophical manifesto about freedom that is found through pain, suffering, and loneliness. Interesting. All right. Whoops. Okay, what in the world? Let's see. Where am I? Sometimes when I copy these over from the chat, it truncates the person's handle with the URL. Excuse me. And then it also, excuse me, packs several requests in together in one jumbled mess. And so sometimes it takes me a second or two just to sort it out and figure out what's what. Let's see what we got here. This is Yuuri, Beetlejuice, the first take. Huh. Is that from the movie? This is Pukar1345 requesting this. Excuse me. Oh, the first take. Oh, I love these things. This is the great stuff. I really enjoy these. These are, what these are is, it's a Japanese show, I guess, where people come on and they do a song in one take. And it's very raw, very intimate, and very challenging for the singer because they can't make a mistake, or at least they can't make one you can catch. Sometimes they can make a mistake you don't catch. But anyway, this is Yuuri. Make sure I get this right. Yuuri. Excuse me. It's Yuuri singing Beetlejuice. Is this cool or what? I love these first take things. They're really cool. All right. Yeah. Check this out. This is so cool.
BETELGEUSE.
I'm ready.
空にある何かを見つめてたらそれは星だって君が教えてくれたまるでそれは僕らみたいに寄り添ってるそれを泣いたり笑ったり繋いでゆく何十回何百回ぶつかり合って何十年何百年昔の光が星自身も忘れた頃に僕らに届いてる僕ら見つけ合って殴り合って同じ空輝くのだって二人だって約束した遥か遠く終わらないベテルギウス誰かにつなぐ魔法僕ら肩並べて取り合って進んでいく辛い時だ 君がいつだってそこにいてくれること、まるでそれは星の光と同じように今日に泣いたり笑ったり繋いでゆく、何十回何百回ぶつかり合って何十年何百年昔の光が僕自身も忘れた頃に僕らを照らしてる、僕ら見つけ合って殴り合って同じ空輝くのだって二人だって約束した遥か遠く終わらないベテルギウス、誰かにつなぐ魔法、どこまでいつまで生きられるか、君が不安になるたびに強がるんだ、大丈夫僕が横にいるよ、見えない線をつなぐ、僕ら見つけ合って殴り合って同じ空輝くのだって二人だって約束した遥か遠く終わらないベテルギウス、誰かにつなぐ魔法、僕ら肩並べて取り合って進んでく、辛い時だって二人だって誓っただろう、遥か遠く終わらないベテルギウス、君にも見えるだろう、祈りが空にある何かを見つめてたら、それは星だって君が教えてくれた、ありがとうございます。
I really love these first take show, whatever you call it. It just it puts the singer in a place where they're the center of attention, and there's no distractions at all, no background, no nothing, and you just watch them sing and see how, like when he was moving his arms, he's really getting his whole body involved in the song, and just feeling the emotion of it a tremendous amount. It was just cool to watch. I was trying to pay attention to the subtitles, but I kept getting distracted by watching him because I was so impressed by the way that he put himself into the song completely and just sang it with his whole heart. And I just thought it was so cool. I just love these things. They're so much fun because they're like I say, they kind of put the singer on the spot in a way, but also spotlight them at the same time, which is really neat. Whoever came up with this idea, excuse me, whoever came up with this idea should be commended because it's a fantastic way to feature singers. It really is. Enjoyed that a lot. That was good stuff. So every single song we've had so far today has been fantastic. And now we got cheesifying. What does cheesifying want? Let's see. Okay. No explanation or anything, so we'll just pull the song up and see what it is. Oh, wait. I obviously copied it wrong. So let me start over. Okay. What the heck? Am I copying it wrong? Let's see. Okay. Huh. I'm getting this page isn't available. Cheese of Fine, can you give me the right URL? I'll move on to the next one, but I'll be looking for your answer. That URL is not working. I'm getting a screen that says this page isn't available. Sorry about that. Try searching for something else. 404 not found. Huh. Weird stuff. I'm sure it worked when you did it. I don't understand these things sometimes. So I am the Walrus 69 has asked for Sha-Na-Na. Yeah, they were a very weird band. Note this is actually from an hour-long broadcast. Please pause it when the song is over. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. And of course we got an ad. Cheesifying, I'll be looking for your URL. So as soon as you pop it up, I'll do it next. Okay, so stop that, start over. Oh wait. Have we got? Oh, what is that guy's name? The big bad wolf. I can't remember. Wolfman, was it? This is episode 61 of the Midnight Special, March 29th, 1974. Let's see. And I got it queued up, but I think I may have screwed it up just a little bit so the song won't start immediately.
We gonna be back right after station identification, so stay and let the Midnight Special shine its ever-loving light on you. Let the Midnight Special shine its ever-loving light on you.
Laura and Tommy were lovers. He wanted to give her everything. Flowers, presents, but most of all, a wedding ring. He saw a sign for a stock car race, $1,000 prize it read. He couldn't get Laura on the phone, so to her mother Tommy said, tell Laura I love her, tell Laura I need her, tell Laura I may be late, I'm something to do, and then on the way. He drove his car to the racing ground. He was the youngest driver there. The crowd roared as they started the race. Round the track they drove at a deadly pace. No one knows what happened that day, how his car overturned in flames. But as they pulled him from the twisted wreck, with his dying breath they heard him say, tell Laura I love her, tell Laura I need her, tell Laura not to cry, my love for her will never die. Now in the chapel where Laura prays, for
It was just for Laura he lived and died. Alone in the chapel she can hear him cry. Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I need her. Tell Laura not to cry. My love for her will never die. Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I love her. Tell Laura I love her.
Oh God, I'm telling you, these ones that go back, they are so cool to see again. It's been so long since I've heard that song, and man, it was big when it was new. It was a big hit, and the actions. I've never seen them perform live like that. That was some choreographed but weird. You were right. It was weird. That was some strange stuff. Let me see if Cheese of Fine got his URL in there. Yeah, he did. Okay. So let me go fetch that. Let's see. I got to go to here and go to chat. All right. Now let's see. Copy that link. And then put it in here. All right, it worked. Excellent. Okay. Oh, got an ad. Got to sit and listen to that. Okay. So this is, oh, great. This is a Penkin song. He's great. This is reBirth featuring Takeshi. Time for the, okay, Saito. Takeshi Saito. All right. Anytime you hear a Kevin Penkin song, you know you're in for a treat, because he is a great composer. All right, now I got to make sure I'm on the right page. Yep, okay. I just don't want to, I do not ever want to, again, watch something without you. Okay, here we go. just think for a minute what it takes for a composer to be the featured person in a song. You know, you frequently see songs where it's so-and-so artist singing such and such a song written by a composer. But you very seldom see songs that say by the composer and then featuring an artist. That's a statement on how accomplished Kevin is. His music is incredibly good and enjoyable, and that had kind of a grandiose feel to it, and yet a very gentle feel. It was an interesting combination of sounds. And then I thought at the end there, where he had excuse me, instruments that were playing, you could call it out of tune. They weren't out of tune. They were playing discordant notes. It takes some guts to write music like that, because some people will say there's something wrong with that, but it's not. It was written that way on purpose because it gives you a certain feel to the music. Excuse me. Oh boy. That was some good stuff. Thank you for asking for that, cheesifying. And I'm glad we got the right URL. And let me see if I can paste that in here. Yeah. Replace the one that you gave me with the one that worked. Okay. I've heard these people. Excuse me. Gosh. Chris 1976 has a request for Oh Jean Jolene. Dolly Parton and Queen complimented the three sisters, and this was recorded in home isolation. They could not hear each other sing. And let's see. You did not give me a URL, so excuse me, I got to go find this. I've heard these girls before. They are fantastic. And you know what's really sad? What's really sad about it is that they broke up. They're like, if I remember correctly, I think two of them are sisters, and the third one is a niece, or a cousin, I mean. And they just had a really fantastic sound. And I thought, boy, these girls are going somewhere. And then they just performed for like 6 months or a year, and they broke up. You would think, and so now they're doing, I think two of them are singing together and the other one's trying a solo career. But golly days, man, you had such a wonderful thing going. Why break it up? I just don't understand that. But when you hear these girls sing, trust me, you're going to be impressed. Oh, Jean singing Jolene.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, the flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. No, you can have your choice of man, but I can never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you. Whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Oh, Jean, oh, Jean, oh, Jean, oh, Jean. Please don't take him even though you can. Jolene.
Wasn't that great? That was just, wow. There's something about harmonies that just makes a song sweeter and more enjoyable, especially when they're beautiful harmonies like those three do. It's incredible. It just, wow. It's something special. It really is. God, music is so much. It's such a blessing to the heart. It's such a wonderful thing for the ear. And you guys choose some of the best songs. My next request is from #1 Paul Schmale fan for real. I can never get over that name. Paul, enjoy this dreamy vibe. Let's see what the dreamy vibe is. Okay. All right. Okay. No ads, so we just jump right into it. It's, okay. I'm going to switch screens, and then I'm going to try to read this thing to you. But I got to have my magnifying glass. Pilot Red Sky, Fleece, Snowkbs. Interesting stuff. And there's a weird head on the right there. love the way that the instruments played off of each other and different ways too, and I changed it up several times during the song. It was just really cool, the sound of it and the back and forth between the various instruments and how they played off of each other. It was just a great way to do it. I really enjoyed that. That was good music. It had a very nice sound to it. Hey, guess what we got next? The Moon in NYC. Hey, Paul, this is the song that made me pick this username. I think this is like the third or fourth time you've asked for this, but the first time it's actually made it into the show. That's so cool. And we finally get to find out where you got your username. The Moon in New York City. Okay, I gotta listen to an ad, probably two, from the looks of it. They're gonna get me to pay them for their monthly fee. I swear they are. So, this is Christopher Cross, Arthur's theme, Best That You Can Do. Excuse me. Christopher Cross was a great singer, had a very unique voice. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. I was sitting here while I'm watching it and seeing the shots from the movie, and I thought, I think I remember the name of that movie. It was Arthur, and sure enough, it was. So I'm not completely senile. I haven't completely lost my mind. I don't have a good memory for stuff like that, but occasionally I will remember them like that. That's such a cool song, and his voice was, it was so unique and so incredible. The sound of it just rings in your ears, and when you hear him sing, it brings back memories because of the times you've heard him before. He's just a great singer and wrote great music. So that was really cool. Excuse me. Fire Sparks has asked for a Symphogear continuation. Okay. You know, that's one of the nice things about this, about live streaming on Rumble, is you get to hear songs like this, because YouTube would nuke this instantly, would nuke my whole stream and stop it right then and give me a strike. But I can play these things on Rumble and then, of course, remove them when I get over to YouTube, because they'll tell me it's copyrighted. But at least we get to hear them here, which is nice. Excuse me. This is Symphogear Carol Fight. C-A-R-O-L Fight. Okay. Huh. Well, that looks like a very interesting story. It's highly stylized, but there's a lot of conflict going on, so that makes it interesting. And all those different superpowers. You have to kind of get the hang of who's who and what's what and what power they have and what they're using. It was kind of interesting. I like watching those. Cheesifying has another one. No, you don't get to. What is this? Let me see. I think it may be what we already did. Oh no, Okay. All right. So I'm not going to do your second one because I try to get to as many different people requesting as I can. Okay. The Consumer of Chicken Nuggets, 1966. Here's a guilty pleasure of mine. Okay. Okay. All right. He says, the Consumer of Chicken Nuggets, 1966, says, here's a guilty pleasure of mine. SWV, excuse me, is an R&B girl group from the 90s. MJ allowed them to sample one of his songs called Human Nature, and the result is astounding. Okay. So this is SWV right here, Human Nature Radio Mix. Excuse me. Official video. Make sure I'm at the beginning. Well, I'll tell you what, you could do a lot worse than to sample a Michael Jackson song. It just got such a nice groove to it. It's like a very pleasant, very enjoyable sound. And I don't know, it's just the beat of it is funky, but not, not real funk. It's just, I don't know, it's just got that sound that makes you want to move, It's just really good music. It really is. Michael Jackson was a genius when it comes to music. He really was. It's just a shame that he's gone. Pekin Joyer asked for a song about a real person named Ma Barker and real events. Okay, I know who Ma Barker was. She was, oh God, what's her name now? I've forgotten. Gosh, the couple that was killed by the FBI. I've forgotten. Just doesn't come to mind right now. Bonnie and Clyde. I think Ma Barker was Clyde's mother, I think, or something like that. Okay. So this is Boney M, Ma Baker, and it says excuse me, slowed plus reverb.
Freeze! I'm Ma Baker. Put your hands in the air. Give me all your money.
This is the story of Ma Baker, the meanest cat from old Chicago town.
Well, that was an interesting song. It's you know, there's some music that is like storytelling, and this was one of those where the music is almost secondary to the story. Although excuse me, although it's good music, it had a nice beat to it and a nice sound, but the point of the music is the story, and I guess we could call that a genre, story music. Maybe, I don't know. But I like those because you get to learn something. I'm pretty sure Ma Baker was Clyde Barrow's mother, but I could be mistaken. She might have been like Machine Gun... excuse me, Machine Gun Kelly's. I just don't remember now. It was one or the other, I think. But that's an interesting song. Crimson Majesty says, I was going to send this on Mother's Day, but you were ill. The message still stands. Love her madly. Okay. Let's see what this is. Oh yes. Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe you did this to me. Okay. This is the Doors. Man. I had all their albums at one point. They were one of my favorite groups. So this is really going to be a pleasure for me. Love her madly.
Don't you love her madly? Don't you need her badly? Don't you love her ways? Tell me what you say. Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her
Wow. Boy, does that bring back memories. Oof. I had all their albums. I had all the Moody Blues albums, too. Those are two groups that I just loved. I'm trying to decide if I want to tell you that story. Let's just say that I left my entire record collection with my ex-wife. For reasons that you would understand if I explained it. And I had them all. I used to play them all the time. Those are two really outstanding groups. And I just enjoyed the daylights out of their music. That was good stuff. I enjoyed that. Thank you for asking for that one. That brought back some memories. Okay. This is, okay, I can't. This next request is from Paul Schmale is Cool. The vibe is insane. I have never, ever thought of myself as cool. That's a whole new, category for me. I'm just a plain old guy. I'm just a normal, average Joe. There's nothing special at all about me, except for the fact that I'm born again. That makes me special. But other than that, excuse me, other than that, I could pass for nobody in a crowd. So this is, I got to get that magnifying glass for that. Allez-y, Gourmandises. And this says slowed and reverb. Okay. No idea what this is.
À moi, toi le loup des steppes, tout au fond de toi, ressens-tu l'ivresse? Je suis fan de toi, tu le dis sans cesse, et prendre soin de moi. Ça blesse. Olivier, tu pour moi, tu fais la promesse. Et si je m'offre à toi, c'est un millier baisers de tendresse. Les baisers, les premiers.
Wow. That was an unusual ending. It just kind of suddenly, abruptly stopped and then had that sound. Huh. You know, I was sitting here thinking while I was listening to that, how incredible it is that we have listened to music from all over the world, and it's all good and enjoyable. You don't even have to understand the language. Just the sound of the music is enough to make it enjoyable. And how incredible is that music just kind of crosses every boundary and completely overcomes all of the artificial barriers that we place on ourselves. Excuse me. And turn us into one people. You know? It's really incredible. Music is such a wonderful language because it's a language that we all speak worldwide. And in very similar ways, the sounds are often very similar. And then, of course, there's always, you know, the unique elements to sounds like the Spanish sound and the British rock and the American rock and, you know, the Southeast Asian sound. It's all, I don't know, it's just the Japanese, the Russians. It's incredible how variegated it is, and yet it all speaks to your soul and speaks to your heart. And that's the thing about music that's so impressive to me, is that it can do that. It's like completely unexpected that something could do that. Leg of Lamb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has asked for Deep Purple. This is from 1974. He says, probably my favorite song by them. The adrenaline rush I get from it is intense. The drumming on this is also phenomenal. All right, let's pull it up. Oh, this video is unavailable. Maybe I copied that wrong. Let me try it again. Okay, one more time. Huh. That's really strange. Okay, well, we'll just see if we can find it. Let's see. Deep Purple. Burn. Okay. Oh, well, that was weird. Okay, what the heck is going on with that? Let me see here. I'm going to copy this URL because this one's working. Okay. So, well, this is very strange. It looks like the exact same song you asked for, but for some reason the URL you gave me didn't work. And here I am looking at it. That's weird. I don't know what happened there. This is Deep Purple, Burn.
People are saying
You know, the drumming on that was extraordinary, but I thought the guitar playing was even more extraordinary. That was some really, excuse me, that was some really impressive guitar work. Not just the main part of it, but also that little solo. All of it was great. That was good stuff. I haven't heard that song in a long time. But that's great stuff. That's good music. I tell you. Let's see. Yeah, it's time to go, but we're not going to go yet. We're going to do one more. M. Laura 391 says, "This is me, song submission." Okay. Let's see. Get this in here and pull it up. See what we got. Oh, okay. So this is The City Must Survive, Frost Punk, original soundtrack. Excuse me. Well, that was very interesting. The music gave me a sense of foreboding, like danger was just around the corner, and I had to be on guard and careful and watch carefully. Thought it was real interesting that the city was laid out like a wheel with spokes and a hub in the middle. It's an unusual layout for a city, and nestled in the mountains where it would be really hard to attack. And yet I still had this sense that something bad was just lurking in the shadows, waiting to get in. And it's amazing how music can evoke those kinds of feelings in you without even really, without even really understanding the story itself. Really interesting stuff. Excuse me. You know what? I'm going to do one more. I'm feeling kind of good today. This is Heavens to Murgatroyd. Is it L1 or 1-1? I can't tell. I think it's 1-1. Boyz II Men. He says, one of the finest R&B vocal groups from the 90s. Enjoy this fun music video about repping their hometown city of Philadelphia. Excuse me. All right, this will be the last one, because I do have to go. But it's going to be a good one after the ads are done. Excuse me. Golly days. Is this an ad? No. Okay. All right. So this is Boyz II Men, Motown, Philly. Motown is Detroit. Motown, Philly.
Yo, fellas, y'all ready to do this? Yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, man?
Boyz II Men in effect.
Yeah, and it's about time. Yo, let's rip this up.
Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men.
Skip the beat, while cooling on South Street. Jet black Benz, plenty of friends, and all the Philly steaks you can eat.
Back in school, we used to dream about this every day.
Could it really happen?
Or do dreams just fade away?
Then we started singing and dancing it sounds smooth.
Then we started a group and here we are, kicking it just for you. Yo, these 4 new jacks is real smooth on the harmony tip. Nick, Mike, Sean, and one, you know the mentality. Keep flipping the gift.
The spotlight is on us now. Watch us do this. Live and direct from Philly town.
We're rapping hype and we can get down.
We are ready to roll, so now the world will know that we love.
Back in school, we used to dream about this every day. Could it really happen? Or do dreams just fade away?
Then we started singing and dancing it sounds smooth.
So we started a group and here we are, kicking it just for you.
Back again. Doing a little East Coast. Boyz II Men going on.
one day back in Philly, 4 guys wanted to sing. They came up to me, I said, well, what's your name?
Boyz II Men.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, all right, fellas, well, let me see what you can do. And then a smile when they won you and said, yo, Mike, check this out. See if this one moves.
Now that was cool. That was a great way to end the show. That was a fantastic song. I really like them telling the story of how they had this dream and then it came to pass. And that's just such a inspiring thing for people to hear and to think about. And their music is groovy. It's got a great sound to it. Very, very cool. Enjoyed that a lot. Golly. It's amazing how fast 3 hours can go by. A little more than 3 hours, but that's okay. I forgive myself for going over. I just wish I could keep going until I get to every single request, but I just can't right now. And I can't do supplementals because I'm doing a limited schedule, and so I've got to get some of the requests that I have in my queue taken care of. But we'll get back to a regular schedule here eventually. And when we do, we'll start doing supplementals again, and I'll be able to get every single request you put on there. I thank you for your patience. I thank you for coming and spending time with me. I thank you for being absolutely wonderful people that make life so enjoyable. Thank you so much. And I pray that God will watch over you, keep his arms around you, hold you tight to him, and fill you with his love. Excuse me, and fill you with his love and with his joy and with his peace. So, until tomorrow, this is the Vietnam Era Vet signing off.